This day and age, every matchup, no matter the division, is important in WWE.
Oh!
Great counter! Wow!
If you come at the king, you best not miss.
Acknowledge us.
Hey, this is the Red Carpet Reign. Turnbuckle King here. We're here to talk about WWE SmackDown. AJ Styles returns, tag team title ladder match. We are here in the ring. You guys get the likes as we come in. Make sure you get the likes as we in here today. Definitely going to have a good one to talk about. Now, before we do begin, let's do that one simple task I always ask you guys to do before we begin anything before we do anything. Let's get it going. Real simple.
Not real.
Trust me.
But that doesn't do anything, man.
Double tap the screen. Thank you all for coming in. Let's get into it. We're going to talk about it. So, we got, and then, of course, the bonus round. Is this the end of AJ Styles' career? Do not want to miss out on the bonus round. Let's look over the match card real quick before we do begin. Let's see what happened let's see a preview of what they did on SmackDown. As we can see, we got AJ Styles return, Tiffany Stratton versus Naomi, Michigan versus Chelsea Green dumpster match, and of course the tag team title match. So let's get into it. Let's see what else happened. And salute to all that came into the ring. Salute to everybody come in. Let's kick off with the first thing happened. AJ Styles kick off SmackDown. You know, the crowd was chanting him. You know, welcome back. He had a good ovation. This is the first time AJ Styles returned to SmackDown after the feud with Cody Rhodes, because he was around, but he did a little tour in Japan with Noah, the promotion that works with WWE. He had some matches throughout the summer. And then, of course, he had some time off to spend time with his family as AJ Styles is winding down in his career. But, of course, you know, Carmelo Hayes would come on there, run his mouth saying, AJ Styles, respect everything you've done. But it's time for, you know, let some new people step on the scene. And he's referring to him, Carmelo Hayes. And AJ Styles fired back. He said, you know, if you're him, why aren't you the United States champion instead of LA Knight? And then Carmelo said something back. He said, if you're the man you are, why aren't you the WWE champion? So it was good back and forth between AJ, Carmelo Hayes. First time these two ever had been in a ring together talking. First time these two spoke. But they had a match, and it was AJ versus Carmelo. And it was a good match. It started off very good. But unfortunately, while AJ was going up on the ropes to do a springboard, he tweaked his ankle. And Carmelo was going up there too. Of course, this was not scripted for me, those that know. The ref had to tend to, and medical team tend to AJ. This was not, like I said, not scripted. And I think there's pretty much like a worked angle with his ankle. So it's an angle they're gonna work. It's a real work, but it's a real work. So work, but they call it a work shoot. So he's hurt for real, but they're gonna use that to the storyline. That makes sense. But anyway, this match was ended shortly. Now this match, particularly here with AJ Styles and Carmelo's talking about if Carmelo, you know, could defeat him, because LA Knight came out as well. And we know LA Knight had history with AJ Styles, but the match was for originally, if Carmelo could defeat AJ, he will get United States Championship opportunity against LA Knight, the current United States Champion. Now, due to AJ no longer competing, yes, Carmelo Hayes did win by that. He did win by that, but he talked to Nick Aldis backstage. Nick Aldis going to work probably a rematch. He's not going to let it end just like that, because Carmelo Hayes did, you know, was telling Nick Aldis, you know, I'm ready for my match, whatever, against LA Knight. Nick said, no, we're going to work something else out. So, but yeah, AJ Styles and Carmelo Hayes, that match ended abruptly due to the real life injury, a tweaked ankle. but he was seen backstage with crutches as well. He was seen doing that. So, like I said, it is a real injury, but I don't think it's where. Hopefully, he's okay, but it don't come to the point where AJ has to, take a enormous time off. Because we wouldn't want that at all. That's the last thing we want as fans. But I think it was starting out very good though. It's a bummer because AJ just came back. Everybody was happy to see him back, especially the crowd, the reaction, everything. But unfortunately, it did not go down that way. So, let's hope AJ, it does not worse than what it is. Let's hope he can still continue on. I don't know how they're going to do it. I don't know if he's going to be off for a couple weeks. I don't know how they're going to play this to the angle. I'm assuming they're going to give him a week or so off. But this sucks, though. And I'm going to talk more about this as well. But we don't see what happens next storyline-wise. But that was the first match of the night. Carmella versus AJ one-on-one. Let's move on to the next part of the show. We had Michin versus Chelsea Green. Wrong part, excuse me. We had Michin versus Chelsea Green one-on-one. This has been teased for weeks, a dumpster match. Now, Michin, she's been on a roll. She defeated Chelsea Green a couple weeks ago. She defeated Piper Niven. And then they definitely teased this match. This actually was a very good match. Chelsea, she's very good at selling moves. And as you can see, Michin put her over. She did a very good spot there when she took a power bomb, put the table on top of the dumpster, and then she power bombed Chelsea through the table inside the dumpster. And she closed the lid and she won the match. Michin defeated Chelsea Green in that match. So that was good of Michin to win that. And I'm glad they finally started to give her some dubs because we know that Michin's been taking a lot of L's lately. She's put a lot of people over, not just on SmackDown, but NXT as well in the past several months. But now that she's back on SmackDown, not on NXT so much, she's starting to get some more wins. And I'm very happy for that. Very good thing that they're doing that for Michin because she is a great talent. I said that before. But definitely good of how they're booking her. Now, I don't know what's going to be next. I don't know if she's going to interview with Piper Niven, continue that feud. I don't know how they're going to do that. Not sure at all, but definitely good for Michin. So that's good. So that definitely deserves a eat moment. Yeet. So congratulations to Michin on the match. And we'll see what else happens further on. Let's move on to the next match of the show. We had Naomi versus Tiffany Stratton. Before we do have Naomi versus Tiffany Stratton, there was a segment between Bayley. Bayley called out Nia Jax. She wanted to talk to Nia. They had a little segment there. I know that Bayley and Nia, they're preparing for their match at Bad Blood for the WWE Women's Championship. Bayley's looking to regain the title that she lost SummerSlam. Nia's looking to, of course, obviously retain the championship. So other than that, I'm glad that they finally had an interaction. But other than that, Bayley called her out and she said, Nia, you're great. She gave her props, great dominant champion. She said that, great dominant champion. You do your thing. A whole bunch of stuff. She was going in, saying what she had to say. And then she said, of course, Tiffany Stratton's going to come out with her. So we know those two's going to come out. Tiffany, of course, with her Money in the Bank contract. But other than that, though, this was a good set between Nia and Tiffany. These two were going in. Definitely going in of Nia and Bayley. And we knew that these two was gonna come face to face at some given point. We knew that was going to happen. But I didn't expect anything different between that. It was a face-to-face interaction. Bayley says she 24 hours she's gonna win back the title. And then Nia Jax told Bayley whatever you need to. And Bayley told Nia, that Jax never understood the importance of the WWE Women's Championship. She started naming names like Molly Holly, Victoria, Trish Stratus, Lita. She said, Nia Jax, you know, you need to understand that, the importance of the title. But she give her props in this part, saying, no, it's been a dominant issue. So, but Bailey then said there's only two people in WWE that can shut down Nia. That's her, Tiffany Stratton. Then she says Stratton is tired being put down by Nia Jax. And then Bailey was teasing that, hey, Tiffany's going to eventually cash in on you, and she's going to cash in with that contract. And Tiffany chimed in saying, hold on, I don't need this contract to beat Nia. Nia looked at her funny, sideways, whatever. And then next thing you know, Nia and Tiffany started looking at each other strange. And then we had, it was a match of Naomi versus Tiffany Stratton. Now, this match here was good. Naomi and Tiffany had very good chemistry. I liked how this match went down. This was a very, very good match. Naomi did that nice split outside the apron. Then, of course, Tiffany did that counter move when Naomi did the split inside the ring. I thought that was really good. Very, very good. These two, they definitely have good athleticism between, especially Tiffany and, of course, Naomi, too. We know Naomi don't get the shine she should be getting, but she definitely displayed that in this match. Very solid, though.
In this day and age, every matchup, no matter the division, is important in WWE.
Oh, great counter! Wow!
So that was a great moment between Naomi and Tiffany. I liked how these two was working well. But, at the end of the day, going to be one winner. Naomi defeated Tiffany Stratton. She won a match. Then afterwards, later on, of course, Nia came out and all that. And then Tiffany once again teasing with that contract that Nia was taking out. She was looking down, and Nia gave Tiffany a stare again. So definitely something strange about that one. And of course, another thing that was noticeable too. Did you guys know that Tiffany Stratton, when she was talking to Bailey, she called her by her government name, which her real name is Pamela Martinez. And she said it real quick. She said Pam, he said Bailey. And I thought that was crazy, but she corrected herself real quick. Well, other than that, this was another good matchup between Naomi and Tiffany. Very good matchup. But let's move on to the next part of the show. This is the main event pretty much. I mean, one too many backstage segments, anything significant. Chelsea Green was smelly afterwards, she was smelly afterwards with the dumpster match and all that stuff. Everybody was smelling backstage, how she smelled so bad. Well, other than that, let's get to the main event. We got the WWE Tag Team Ladder Match. Now, this consists of the champions, the Bloodline, Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa. You have DIY, Johnny Gargano, and Tommaso Ciampa. And then, of course, Street Profits, Montez Ford, and Angelo Dawkins. Now, this match actually was impressive as well. Very impressive match. I know we all make fun of Tonga Loa, how he's been botching, but he actually did not really. He really didn't make no mistakes. Actually, he really was solid. Him and Tama Tonga. I know a lot of people, fans. If you don't know, Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa have history of being the IWGP Tag Team Champions. I believe they've done a lot of great work on the independent scene, and I know some of the fans that follow them get upset about the botches. But other than that, DIY and Profits did immediately when the match started. They worked on the Bloodline. They attacked them. They was working together, working very cohesively. Even like the spot outside the ring where they put Tama Tonga through the table, powerbomb. Both Street Profits and DIY put in that work. Then next thing you know, it came down to Street Profits versus DIY. DIY super kicked Dawkins. And then, of course, Montez Ford, he did some good moves, like he does the dive off the top rope. And we already know how athletic Montez Ford is. The man's almost flawless how he moves in the ring. And I said that for how great of a talent he is. But other than that though, um there really was no interference from Solo or Jacob Fatu. It did come out. It's like pretty much they're building up the bloodline, making them look stronger. Despite the fact I know they're tag team champions, they're not making them look weak. And these two actually won the match on their own. And Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa, they did their thing. I gotta give to them. They did their thing in this whole thing. Um, they worked together, did what they had to do as a team, shut down DIY, shut down the profits. That's I knew once they went down there, I knew they was gonna retain. But other than that, they work cohesively. And yes, they are still the WWE Tag Team Champions. But these guys worked well. No cheating so much, no botching. So we can see more of this from Tonga Loa, especially, of course, him and Tama Tonga as champions. They work like this, it'd be much better for these two. But I got to give it to them. They did work well.
Yeet.
So these two worked well. They retained the tag team titles, held them up in the air. And that was the end of SmackDown. That was the last part of the show. But it was a very good tag team match. Now let's go over the review of SmackDown. What did I think of the show? Now we had here, of course, Naomi, Tiffany, great match. Dumpster match was good. Tag team title good. AJ Styles was good. His return, of course, the promo. He is a babyface. Well, let's get a review. I give SmackDown a 4.5 out of 5. Very good. This is the final SmackDown before Bad Blood, which will be today, pretty much. So later on today we'll have Bad Blood. This was very good though. Very, very good matchup. Very good setup. Now despite all of that, I will go to what went wrong with SmackDown. Of course, we'll have that. And we'll get to the bonus round. And let's go over, speaking of which, let's go over that right now. Let's go over what went wrong with SmackDown. Now, like I said, despite the good things that happen on the show, I'm going to have my criticism of certain things. It's not a bad thing necessarily, but we're going to go over what went wrong, what could have been done to improve the show, what could have been done to make it much better. So that's what we're trying to find out as far as that goes. But other than that, we're going to see what the issues were pretty much as a whole. But other than that, the show was good, very good. Like to see more SmackDowns like this because normally SmackDown is okay averagely, but this was one of the better shows. I didn't really have a big issue with this show. I really didn't. I think it was, like I said, no big issue. No big issue. But we'll see what happens next as a whole. We'll see what's going on. We'll see what the next move's going to be. Because, like I said, Bad Blood's around the corner, literally around the corner. And we got to see how they're going to book this whole scenario, how they're going to do this. So that we will see soon and see how they're going to play this out. But other than that, I think I definitely like the direction that they're going, but we're going to see how they execute things because they've been doing it well. I was like for it to continue. That's all. But we're gonna we'll see. First thing I'll mention, some matches went by real quick in my opinion. The dumpster match between Michin and Chelsea Green, very good match. I like this match here, but I thought it was real quick. I thought it could have been a little bit longer. I expected to go a little bit longer, but I was wrong for that matter. I expected maybe another 5 minutes. Maybe they had time constraints. That always plays a factor in that. Maybe that was the case between Chelsea and Michin. People don't get Chelsea credit. Chelsea always sells very well, and she always does good to put over her opponents. We see this with Michin. We see it when she went on NXT to put Roxanne over, make her look good, make her shine. So we do see that often from Chelsea Green. Like I said, but I guess it was a one and done match between Chelsea and um, Michin. They had another match, but I guess the dumpster match is the final story pretty much between these two. But I did like what they were doing. I gotta give it to them. They were very good at how they put that match together. Whoever produced this match did a very good job with that. So I will say that as well. But other than that, though, I liked how this was played out. I like how this was played out between them. No big issue there. But I just wish it was going a little bit longer. I was expecting that from them, But other than that, what list I got to put this on, guys. You already know. Let's put on that list right now.
Words? You just made the list.
So they definitely made the list on that one. But, things like that happen, unfortunately. But like I said, it's still a great match. I just thought it was gonna go a little bit longer. That's how good the match was. So it's not. It was a great match. I guess they did enough to finish that story. But that's one thing that went wrong with SmackDown. Let's see what else went wrong. No Roman Reigns or Cody Rhodes. Remember, these two were advertised, I believe, or at least rumored to be advertised. Um, I thought they was gonna have a final face to face set up. I know they had the great cinema a couple weeks ago. I thought we was gonna hear a little bit more from Cody or Roman or both, but I guess not. I guess they had to say what they had to say. But I thought we was gonna see them before the final show to set up for the match. But I guess it's not needed. But they still was not there. But it's kind of a double-edged sword. They didn't need they could have been there, but they really didn't need to. But they still was not there. I still found it kind of off. At least show them. But there was no Cody, no Roman on SmackDown. Like I said, that's my opinion. It may not. It may even sound petty, but I'm saying that sound kind of a little bit different. But we'll see. But other than that, I gotta put this on the list, guys. You already know. I gotta call it how it is.
Words? You just made the list.
But that's the only thing. I mean, Roman and Cody. Let's go with what a third thing that went wrong. I said this earlier. Tiffany Stratton botched by calling Bailey by her real name Pam. As soon as she took the mic and started talking after Bailey talked, right before what she pretty much said, she before Nia was gonna say something, she said Pam, Pam, Pam. That was a little botch there because the crowd don't know who Pam is. They go as she goes Bailey. We know her real name, but she's known as Bailey. So just a simple botch. And what that goes on to. And Tiffany was just going a little fast. I think she should slow down the promo when she was talking. But you know what? Mistakes happen. I get it, but she still botched. It goes on list anyway.
What's gonna happen? Words? You just made the list.
But that was the only other thing I saw on SmackDown. Other than that, though, it was solid though. It was a very good SmackDown. Like I said, one too many things I had an issue with. Now this is the end of round one. WWE SmackDown AJ Styles returns tag team title ladder match. Whatever other platforms we may be on, we may end it there or keep going. We'll see how that goes. But other than that, though, bear with me. We're gonna prepare for the bonus round. We're gonna talk about AJ Styles, the phenomenal one, and talking about this near the end of his career. You don't want to miss it. Stay tuned. Get to that in a second. All right. We here at the bonus round. We're going to talk about AJ Styles. We're going to talk about AJ Styles' return on WWE SmackDown appears to suffer injury first match back. Is this the end of AJ Styles? That is the question that remains to be seen because it could be very well argued that could be the case here. But before we start that up again, you know, let's get going. Of course, let's do we always do, guys. You guys already know we're gonna get to next. Let's revisit that one more time before we do begin the bonus round here, because the bonus round is about to begin.
Not real.
Trust me.
But that doesn't do anything, man.
All right, this is the end of AJ Styles. What we are talking about right now, AJ Styles, the 20-year veteran, the phenomenal one. This man has been doing so much in his career. Look what he's done in his career. This man's won countless championships. And let's give a salute to AJ. Just that alone, I gotta give a salute to that for everything he's done. He gets a super chance just for that.
Yeet, delete, yes, we believe in Joe Hendry. Suck it. Woo! What? Yeah.
That's right, yeah. Now, AJ Styles, 20-year veteran, way before he came to WWE, we know he's been a ROH, he's been in Japan, he's been in TNA, he's won, just countless championships. It just goes on and on. Fact of the matter is, despite that, he suffered an ankle injury against Carmelo Hayes. He ended up leaving on crutches. This stuck because we was really good to AJ Styles. He was last seen as a heel. He's a baby face. And then he has a match. And then he's tweaked his ankle. And then he's left leaving with crutches. Now, this stinks because if you remember, not too long ago, AJ had before he turned heel, he had just had an ankle injury a while back. Remember, AJ was out for a while. He was out for several months because he had the prior ankle injury. And I think, like I said, he came back, did the program with Cody Rhodes and turned heel. So it's crazy. He just came back from a similar injury, if I'm not mistaken. And then he comes back to WWE and he tweaks his ankle. Is this a sign that AJ is really slowing down? Is this a sign that AJ may need to hang up the boots maybe sooner than later? It's very well could be the case here. It very well could be. But of course, it sucks if it comes down to that because I just love his work that he's done his career. Yeah, decorated career. He's been WWE champion. He's been TNA World Champion, IWGP champion, NWA champion. He's won all the major world titles in all of North America, not just WWE. That's what's gonna make AJ Styles so unique and make him one of the best ever. Some people looked at AJ down because of his size, because he's not 6'2", 6'3", 6'4". He's not 250, 300 pounds, but he doesn't need to be. Now, if he was, they probably look at him different light, but because of that, he done all that at his size for over 20 plus years. It's amazing. We all can say that because I rarely ever hear someone saying AJ Styles is a bad performer. AJ Styles and Bryan Danielson, those are the only two guys I've heard in wrestling, and maybe even Undertaker could add to. Them guys, they really have a bad. Undertaker so much the later part of his career, but I know AJ Styles and Bryan Danielson, those two guys I know are not known for putting on a bad performance, whether they're wrestling a top talent in the main event, or they're wrestling a mid-carder, or they're wrestling just enhancement talent. It doesn't matter. They always put on a great performance, and I'll always appreciate that out of AJ Styles. That's why he's the phenomenal one for a specific reason. But like I said, due to his current tweak injury, and of course he came back from other injury before, it could affect his performance. That means he needs to slow down. Whatever you want to call it, could very well be the case with AJ Styles. And I don't like that to happen to him, but you can't defeat Father Time. Remember, he debuted in WWE at the Royal Rumble 2016. We're looking at what, 8 years ago, going on 9. So he's been WWE for quite some time now. And when he debuted, he had a great crowd reaction. They were happy because I think he came in number 3 or something. Roman Reigns was in that. That's the same Royal Rumble where Roman Reigns was the WWE champion. Remember, Vince McMahon set up a storyline where the first time ever a WWE champion would defend his title in a Royal Rumble 30-man match, and if he lost, whoever eliminated him would be the new. He would lose his title automatically. Whoever won the Royal Rumble win the Rumble and also win the WWE Championship. And of course, that turned out to be Triple H. He last eliminated Dean Ambrose, and Roman was eliminated. I think, but I don't remember if Triple H eliminated Roman, but I know Roman did not win that match and did not retain his title. That's the same Royal Rumble, if you guys remember. But like I said, AJ, he's accomplished a lot. Of course, Grand Slam and Triple Crown champion as well. He's done that too. He's been a not just WWE champion, Intercontinental champion, a tag team champion, United States champion. So salute to AJ on that. Like I said, he's done so much. But he just is so well decorated, so accomplished. And let's not forget too, besides that, he's had great feuds. I mean, look at the people he's feuded with. He's feuded against Roman Reigns in that Extreme Rules match that's underrated. They'll talk about the great match with John Cena at Royal Rumble 2017 for WWE Championship. Then later on, he had a match against Seth Rollins for the Universal Championship in Money in the Bank 2019. Then also he, in recent memory, he had a match with Edge at WrestleMania 38. Then the champion versus champion Survivor Series, AJ Styles. Then WWE champion versus then Universal champion Brock Lesnar. Great match, also underrated. Then, of course, Undertaker, his last match to date was against AJ Styles at WrestleMania 36 for the Boneyard match. Great match between those two, great story. And then, of course, his most recent match for the WWE Championship was 2 matches, but Backlash first against Cody Rhodes and later on Clash at the Castle. He's been feuding with a lot of great stars. Look at the names: Roman, John, Seth, Edge, Cody, Brock, Taker. He's had a great feuds. But like I said, despite all of that, though, I think at this point, I mean, we know AJ is 48 years old, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. He's close to 50, very close to 50. I believe he's the same age as John Cena. So, I'm sorry, 47. I think he's 47. I knew he was up there. He's going to be 48 next year. I think he just turned 47 in June. But anyway, he's done that. He's 47 now. Been wrestling for 20 plus years. If I had to guess, he's going to retire in 2025 or 2026. I don't see him wrestling much longer because you guys have to remember too, he signed his final WWE contract not too long ago. That'll be the last time he ever signs a contract. He wants to spend more time with his family, his wife, and his children. I know some of his kids are adults now. I think his son just graduated from high school a few months back. He shared on social media. So he does not want to wrestle anymore. He don't want to do this full time anymore. He's dedicated more than enough of his career to the fans, whether it's in WWE, TNA, across the country in Japan, even especially the recent tour he just did, or Ring of Honor, whatever he's done, he's sacrificed. And now the big payoff will be him retiring and just enjoying what he's done. because at this point with AJ, he has nothing else. He has nothing else to prove. What more does he need to do? What more does this man need to do? He's done it all. The only thing I had a little regret with, and I know he didn't sign with WWE before because his wife was going to school. I heard he was offered back in 2002 a contract. He declined it. I wish he was in WWE a little bit sooner. That's the only thing I ever say about AJ. Great career, great matches, great feuds. I wish he had came to WWE a little bit sooner, much sooner than 2016. Maybe if it was maybe 10 years before that, maybe he could have more decorated. Because the thing about it is, when we think of AJ Styles' career, we think of mostly Japan, mostly TNA. He spent the bulk of his career in those companies. He came to WWE pretty much in the last phase of his career. I wish he spent a little more time there. But this current injury, I know they're working off of this. I know they're working off the work angle, as I said before. But I think if he continues to get these injuries, he may fall down the wrong way one match, and he may have to be forced to retire instead of retiring on his own terms. That's my only fear with AJ Styles. It's better for him to retire sooner than later, because that's no wrestler or any athlete for that matter wants to retire when they're forced to. They want to retire on their own terms, like Shawn Michaels did. His last retirement was on his own. I know he had the back injury. You want to leave on your own terms. Batista retired on his own terms. You don't be forced to retire like Stone Cold or Triple H. You want to retire when you want to. And I think AJ, if he continues on his style, he might not be able to do that so much, because, like I said, Father Time is undefeated. You can't defeat that. And he has nothing else to prove, or he really doesn't. And but I know WWE's going to take care of him like they've been doing. I know he's going to have a final send off. I know next year is John Cena's farewell tour. We are aware of that. And I know they're going to really play off all 2025 with John Cena. So if I had to guess, he's probably going to retire 2026. He'll get outshadowed by John Cena, who's done. He will be right behind John Cena, because him and John Cena are the same age, if you guys didn't know. Cena's 47 too, just like AJ's 47. But AJ, he's going to have to wrap it up at some point. He's going to have to wrap it up. And I like AJ, love his work, even in TNA, especially his feud against Kurt Angle and stuff. But he's going to have to retire. He's going to really have to wind it down. And that's no other way to say that. We are literally seeing the final moments and matches of AJ Styles' career in WWE as we know it, whether you like it or not. And that's all I have regarding AJ Styles returns to WWE SmackDown. Appears to suffer injury in first match back. This is the end of AJ Styles. You guys let me know in the comment section below and in live chat, what do you think of AJ Styles' career? What is the end of that? What does he need to do to wrestle a little bit longer? Or should he just hang it up real soon? Because we don't want to see too many more injuries from the phenomenal one AJ Styles. So that's what we do not want to see at all, because the man here is one of the best ever to lace up a pair of boots. There's no other way around it. He's one of the best ever to work with any competitor, whether it's a small competitor of his size, whether he's a much larger guy, whether he's a regular, build, doesn't matter. He can work with anybody. That's what makes AJ so phenomenal and so unique at what he does. And he do it so flawless. Very few athletes we see are flawless. Besides himself and Bryan Danielson, I'll name Randy Orton, Shawn Michaels. Those are the guys along that list. It's like they're born to do this. So that's the way I see AJ Styles. He's one of those guys that is born to do this. But unfortunately, he can't do it forever. Then it's going to be time for him to wrap it up. So just AJ, just a phenomenal career. Soon to be able to pop, but you guys click the links below. You guys already know what it is at this point. It is OUT.
Like I say this a lot, we're not a sport, we're a movie about a sport or a TV show about a sport, right? So the interest of all the other...
I feel like the heel turn did wonders for me. There was a sense of reality in that, to where I had hit a point, and the babyface stuff was going great. The Alpha Academy stuff was going great. We had a blast with that. But I'm a realist, and I'm also like a long-term thinker.